can go around the lake, stopping at various points for wildlife observation, and make a complete circle back around. Very unusual concept. Interpretive signage and kiosks, very important for public education. People will be able to self-guide themselves on a tour, know what birds to watch for, know what animals to look for and where. And finally, trail amenities such as benches for people to sit down.
Mr. DeVito.
This is a fully funded grant.
There is no match money required.
This is not a 50-50. This is not an 80-20. This is $100,000 for the city of Eureka Springs to enhance an asset that we have that provides the opportunity to draw to a generation that we have to reach to achieve a sustainable economy in this community. If we cannot reach the millennials and the younger generation that are into outdoor activities, then we're going to face what cities like Branson had with a declining population age-wise and the inability to approach a whole new demographic market. This is imperative to the economic viability of this community, to Lake Leatherwood Park, to enhance the ability of the citizens of this community to enjoy the assets that we have. And it's money coming into the city that we don't have to match. $100,000 available through the hard work of the Parks Commission and the volunteers for the parks is something we should not take lightly. I take umbrage over the fact that this is characterized that council's been meddling in the parks and that we shouldn't do this. Excuse me, we're talking about apples and oranges here. These are two entirely different things.
Point of order.
This is an important grant for the city.
State your point of order, Mr. Pownell.
I have never once, and Mr. DeVito is taking this as a personal slam at myself. All I was asking was a question. I am not against this grant application. I was just asking a question that has now turned into a full-blown, so I'll ask one more. Bruce, where'd you come up with the
Excuse me,
$6,000 engineer and architect fees?
That's not part of your point of order, sir. Mr. DeVito, finish, please.
To deny the parks the ability to enhance the facility we have at Lake Leatherwood would be a travesty to the community and to the economic viability of this city. This is important. We're a tourism city, and outdoor activities and sports are what people are looking for in today's economy. So this is $100,000 that can come to this community, and we should all be 100% behind this.
If I could answer your question, Mr.
Okay,
Parnell.
go ahead.
Mr. Parnell, I just had an engineering done for a small dock on our marina grant, and it was a little over $2,000. I expect the engineering for that bridge to be easily $6,000.
This would be done by whom?
It'll be done by a registered engineer.
Ms. Balance.
When Mr. Levine was talking about some of these issues, it occurred to me that he kept talking about maintenance for trail reroutes and repairs and different things like that. It seems to me that if we need maintenance money to take care of these things, that may have been a lack of foresight when these things came along. There should have been money there to maintain these things as they were being built. It's like, it feels to me like we're playing catch up. And while I don't mind the city necessarily getting $100,000, it's just more stuff that will need maintenance along the line that we don't have money for. I go out to Lake Leatherwood Park and the picnic tables are falling apart, in bad repair, splinters in your butt if you try to sit on them. There's a lot of other things that really need maintenance out there that are being neglected, and apparently we don't have the money for maintenance. And someone with whom I was speaking about this just in the last few days said it seems like what's happening here is it's like a rich kid who keeps wanting to put more and more and more toys in his sandbox, but he doesn't want to take those toys in and take care of them and clean them up, and it's just we're just throwing good money after bad. The road going out there is, excuse me, a piece of crap, and I just it bothers me. It concerns me that here we want to throw $100,000 at this, and we can't take care of, and we're not taking care of what we have now. That bothers me.
I believe the state wants to throw $100,000 at it, not us. Doc?
Yeah. How'd you come up with the 10 years? What brought that about?
That's
from the grant.
from the grant. That's from the Parks and Tourism.
Once they become permanent structures, unless we have another flood like took out the bridge, that it's just part of the maintenance.
If you need additional money to maintain, where's that going to come from?
That comes from Parks.
They're not taking care of what they got now.
You know,
a no-brainer.
I've been trying to hold myself back, but
Us too.
I think I need to speak frankly with you all. I expected this to be a little bit of a problem, but I really didn't expect this kind of problem. This is $100,000 that we are asking for from the Department of Parks and Tourism that wants to give this money to us to help us enhance our trail system and enhance youth and economic development in our city. Now, it looks like some of us are starting to try and make some very picayune comments about what this grant entails. And I'd like to suggest that this is very, very important to us as a city and to Parks and to our economic engine and to the youth of our community. And that's all there is to it. Excuse me.
What's your timeline on this? November the 18th?
I need to have this in by the 28th, and it needs
28th.
to be settled at this meeting.
28th of this month.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Mr. Raphael?
Is there a Lake Leatherwood master plan?
There is not a Lake Leatherwood master plan. There are 2 or 3 of them.
Okay.
Is that it?
2 or 3.
And none have been ever approved. And we have it's been mandated by the commission that the Leatherwood City Park Committee will provide a master plan by next September. And it will involve public input, and it will involve in town meetings to try and come up with what we want at Leatherwood. But I can tell you all of the master plans that I have seen all include trails.
Any further? All right. Entertain a motion to add a number of the resolution to read it.
So moved.
Second.
Made and seconded. Any further discussion before we vote? All right. Roll call vote on this one.
Mr. DeVito?
Yes.
Dr. Kirkpatrick?
This is to sign a number, correct?
Do you sign a number and read it?
Yes.
Mr. Pownall?
Yes.
Ms. Balance? No. Mr. Raphael?
No.
Mr. Berry?
Yes.
42.
Point of administrative clarification. Are we changing again? Now that the motion was to read it, is it going to be approved once it's read?
Ooh,
That's-
You can change your vote right now.
I'd like to change my vote then. I thought we were just voting on to give it a number.
And read.
Well,
Reading a resolution
I'm going
approves
to change
it.
my vote, I'm sorry.
Okay. Mr. Mayor?
Yes. Just give it a number and read it. It's $100,000 free.
Yes, no. That made it
Come on,
3,
people.
3. You say yes. 4, 3. Don't need.
We're changing procedures again right in the middle of...
All right, stop. You tell us what to do and we'll do it, okay? I'm getting tired of this picky stuff. I really am.
If you want to
If we get it, hush, I got the floor.
Point of order.
I have the floor.
Point of
I have
order.
the floor.
Point of order. Point of order.
State your point of order, please.
Robert's rules explicitly states if you wish to join in the discussion, you need to turn over your
Mr.
gavel
Berry?
to the pro tem.
Would you take the chair for just a moment?
Certainly.
All right, you'll have to vote on it. All in favor of Mr. Berry taking the chair for just a moment?
No.
Say aye. Aye. I only heard 2 votes.
Abstain.
Abstain.
Can't abstain.
I'd like to do roll call.
You have reasons to abstain.
Making a mountain out of a molehill, folks. It's
And this vote is on whether you're stepping down for the moment, yes?
yes, it is.
All right, Mr. DeVito.
Yes.
Dr. Kirkpatrick.
Yes.
Mr. Pownell.
Abstain.
Ms. Balance.
No.
Mr. Raphael.
Present.
It's a no vote now.
Yes and no. Mr. Berry.
Yes.
So 3 yeses, 1 no, and 2 abstention presents.
So that's 3 no's.
Deadline.
It's 3 no's.
All right. So I can't step down.
Actually, unless someone has a rule that says you can't vote, you can vote in favor of a motion. And then the issue is to step down. I don't know of a rule that says you can't vote on your own stepping down.
Okay.
But
All right.
Move along.
Okay. I say yes.
Look, but
Yes, I'm going to say my piece.
412.
Now, as a citizen of Eureka Springs, which I have the exact right to be since I've been here longer than some of you, maybe not as long as others, I'm going to have to sit in this office downstairs if this thing is not passed and explain to these people, at least from my office, why we could not get a $100,000 no-match grant for parks. Now, the problem is when we try to improve parks, it's a problem. When we try to do anything with parks, it's a problem. When we don't do anything with parks, it's a problem. So, if we cannot get this $100,000 grant from a vote at this table just for a resolution, simply to get them to give it to us, then I don't know what to tell you, folks. I can't believe that this is actually happening. Okay, I'm off my box.
Question for the attorney?
Yes, sir.
Was he?
Okay.
The motion passed on reading the resolution. Is that correct?
It did.
it did. Now, Mr. Parnell's, I think, point is that there was an attempt, and it has been followed at a couple of the previous meetings, that you would read it and then later approve it.
Point, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir.
Those were
Seat back to the mayor.
Yes.
I don't
please
know
do.
how that works. So. Yeah. Okay, go
I don't
ahead.
think you have to vote on that one.
when we spoke to changing the rules, we stated that prior to our votes, without prior notification as to what the procedure was, that vote should have stood. I mean, it still stands anyway with the mayor's vote, so it's an academic point at this issue.
Mr. Pownell.
Well, I apologize for not being here last time because I didn't receive any of the copies that Mr. Levine was talking about. And to clarify my position, I never once challenged whether or not we should go forward with the $100,000 grant. I'm all for it. But my only question was there a need for us to have a resolution after we've been asked not to get into parks business Ms. Wilkerson clarified that in the past all grants have had resolutions. That answered my question. My only other question was a procedural question where, because we've read, and I don't mean we, previous councils have assigned a number and read a resolution, and it was automatically in effect, and I'd requested several months ago via motion that we change the procedure where we make a motion to assign a number and read for discussion, and then we voted on it. That's all I was questioning. I was not questioning the validity of going forward for the grant. I was questioning it from would it stand up in a court of law if somebody questioned the way we're doing our procedures? One meeting we're doing it one way, the next meeting we're doing it another way. And, I've said here, taking the heat on not supporting parks, and all I asked was, did we really have to have a resolution? The question got answered, and it kept going on and on and on in the discussions, and nobody made a motion to assign a number and read a resolution.
We did.
After about 20 minutes, yes. But then it was contrary to the position that we've taken on the last 3 or 4 resolutions. That's all I've got to say about it.
Ms. Balance.
According to Robert's rules, if the chairman wishes to join in the discussion,
Ms. Balance, we've addressed that already. We did it
it's
procedurally.
the presiding officer who relinquished the chair then should not return to it until the pending main question has been disposed of, since he has shown himself to be partisan as far as that particular matter is concerned.
Okay.
Move to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
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 Lock it up.